Yeah, I played it sitting down. I had just tore my Achilles like a couple weeks ago.
Oh, I think I
Uh,
saw a video from this, and I was like, "Why is this dude sitting down?" Okay.
yeah, it was.
Why is
I,
he
Yeah, a couple weeks
like
prior,
a jazz set?
you're like like 3 or 4 days out of surgery at that point too, right?
yeah, it was pretty close. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
God
almost died.
damn, dude.
The stairs were going down there were so treacherous.
Oh
He,
yeah.
dude,
That's
he
not
was
bad.
he was fresh out of surgery and was helping carry gear.
Yeah.
And he's just like always the best.
He's a machine.
Yeah.
Gotta show up.
God damn, dude. Alrighty. Welcome to the 111th episode of the Cast That Ends Creation. I'm your host, Chris Deering. This is the show where I interview bands and public figures from the Mathcore adjacent communities. You beautiful people in chat have any questions or comments, feel free to drop them in. I'll try to read them aloud. If you like this up for $5, you get access to some exclusive emotes, as well as access to all the interviews before they hit YouTube and other streaming platforms. You also get a free monthly sub by attaching Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account. It's like taking $5 from Jeff Bezos' pocket and putting it into mine. If you're watching this on YouTube or listening to this in your car and have no idea what I'm talking about, the show is first shown live on Twitch. Join us every Sunday and Wednesday at twitch.tv/thecast4the for the live cast. With that out of the way, let me introduce our guest today who dropped their debut EP, The Collector, back in August. Welcome in, Future Trash. How's it going?
Good.
Hey. Thank y'all for coming down. Why don't you tell us who you are, what you do in the band?
I'm Ben. I do vocals.
I'm John. I do bass and synthesizers.
I'm Alex. I play guitar.
And I'm Josh. I'm the drummer.
Alrighty. So we're gonna start off real quick with a question in chat. Where was it? B Dowdy says we should ask you why you named your band after him. Because he's Future Trash. Get it? It's a funny joke. It's a good joke. I liked it.
It's decent.
I guess
Hit.
We Ain't Shit didn't really flow as well as Future Trash, so we decided to stick with that instead.
It's funny to think that though. It's like, I don't know, there's so many ways to interpret that. I think the name, but that is part of it. It's just like, yeah, we all probably have had that thought in the past. It's like,
Well,
what
you
am
know
I
what
doing?
they say, one man's
Piece of
trash is
shit.
another man's treasure. So that's all how you look at
There
it.
you go.
right?
Yeah.
Cricket Slam's asking if you guys are on Bandcamp. They are. I'm not sure what your URL is, if it's just Future Trash. I know I had to Google Future Trash Bandcamp to find
It is futuretrash.bandcamp.com.
Mm-hmm.
Righty.
We're also on Spotify, Tidal, Apple Music, YouTube. all the fun
Nice.
stuff.
Dude, you got to
And
plug all that
post-
shit. Yeah, hell yeah.
if
And you
post
can
on
ask
Instagram-
Alexa to play us.
Look at that. I was going to say, if you post on Instagram stories, you can get our lyrics too.
Oh, shit. Okay. I've always wondered how you actually do that. Like, are you using, like, some kind of service? What service are you using to get that?
DistroKid.
Oh, okay. It's like an extra thing you have to pay for then, huh?
I don't think so. Or at least I don't. You have to
maybe
enter
a
the
thing to
lyrics
add in
in.
lyrics. I'm not sure. Okay. I need
It's
to look
actually
into
kind of
it.
weird. You have to like play this game where you type in the lyrics first, and you have to like press spacebar when that lyric line starts. And like, there's no good way to like
Really?
like go back. So you have got to like do the whole thing. You have to like pretty good memory of like when the lyrics come in.
So it's like playing karaoke. I didn't
Yeah.
know that. I'm sorry to torture.
I spent probably like 2 hours one night doing this.
I remember on the podcast, Levi was talking about the math cast. Levi was talking about you guys didn't have like your lyrics up, so I guess you like took that to the whole new level and just like blew it up on Spotify and stuff, so that Instagram would show that stuff.
Sort of. We had our lyrics up, and I don't know what happened.
Okay.
but I
He
talked to
just missed
Christian
it.
after the cast, and he was just like, "Yeah, I don't know why." Like after we were done with that part, I was like, "Levi, the lyrics are right here." Don't get us wrong. Like all love to Levi and all that shit, but yeah, it was kind of funny.
So
The bro moment, you know?
your first single, Nine of Swords, dropped in December of 2018. Is that about when you guys got together?
Probably a couple years before that.
Yeah.
Like, I think Josh and I started playing maybe in 2016 or around there.
Oh, geez. So you guys are really old, like a really old band then.
Yeah. It took a
We're old.
while, a couple years even to form up, I think. Sorry, go ahead, Ben.
Yeah, we're old. We've been doing it for a while, and I think I joined the band after Alex and Josh had already been doing some stuff for a while, and they had a different vocalist, Mike, for a little while, and yeah, we've been doing this for some time now.
Okay. Well, what took you so long to get your first single out? If y'all joined together in 2016.
Life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't even really weren't even a full band for like 2 years after. It's like Ben joined up and then John joined up even like a year after that or something.
Mhm.
I was the last member. Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw a Facebook or was it Craigslist? One of the two, and it was like, y'all like the Locust, and I was like, yeah.
Let's go.
And just to give my history, it's like I was actually in a synth pop band before, but I was like, I always loved like heavy music. I like angular things, very, very, like I guess abrasive music I'm fond of. So I see this ad looking for a bass player. Y'all like the Locust? I was like, bitch, I love the Locust. Let me in.
Mhm.
Yeah, there's definitely just it's always been a labor of love, like making music that we like for one another. So there wasn't in my mind a huge pressure to get out there and put a whole lot of attention on everything we were doing until we were ready to, really sign our name to something, and that took a couple years. So yeah.
Alrighty. You dropped 2 more singles since then, Black Ghost and A Cure in the Curse, and now you're back with your first debut EP, The Collector. Took you, I guess, 5 years to get to this point. What's it feel like finally getting an EP out, like a collection of songs out?
Whew.
No,
One
it's
of the best feelings.
it really was. Yeah, we've had this EP. We've been working it for probably 5 years too. I think it started with Ben. Just he had a couple of kind of ideas that he threw out, and just we kept building on that over like the course of 3 years, I guess, and started trying to perform it, and then figure out what kind of thing we wanted to do for recording. And yeah,
Okay, so how old would you say these songs are that are on the EP?
Some of them I started like writing the beginnings of before I was in the band. So like 2015, 2016. And I guess I should mention like the very beginning of the band, I was living in different parts of the country, and I was doing photography, and I would be in Florida for a while, or I'd be in different places. And a lot of this came together like piecemealed over Discord. And we just been writing and writing and writing. I guess the cool thing is that after 5, 6, however many years it is, we have like a nice back catalog of stuff that's like The Collector and stuff that's completely different. And we just have a lot of shit we can't wait to share with everyone.
Okay, so
Absolutely.
why did y'all do a full length then if you have so much more material?
That's a good question. I don't know, Alex, do you want to?
yeah. Well, The Collector was always meant to be an EP. It was always like the first kind of big project we wanted to take on, and it was like a very self-contained piece of work. So I think that's what we wanted to target, and we were always targeting that since we started kind of working on it. I think in terms of a full length, like we haven't really even talked about it up until recently, until we got The Collector out, and really we at this point just feel like we have a good vision of what our sound is, and like be able to take that and extend it forward. But up until like recently, like we've played and written a lot of different types of tunes, and like we're trying to figure out exactly what Future Trash kind of represents. And I think we're really dialed on where we want to go now, which is great.
I was gonna mention that it does seem like y'all kind of went through a bit of a change in your styles. Like right now, I'd say you're like Every Time I Die, The Chariot, stuff like that. But Black Ghost is like pretty punk and like not super like hard. I mean, there's like screaming and stuff, but it's more yeah, just like punk. So what was like the creative back and forth you guys had? Like why did y'all decide to go one direction, not the other?
So that was something that we just had to get out in response to things that were going on in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
So what was happening in Kenosha with Jacob Blake and Kyle Rittenhouse and things like that. And like there was a period of time where we were actually tracking for The Collector, and we had a practice space actually in the basement of Josh's business. And we were like, yeah, we just want to get this out. And we wrote and recorded that in like a couple days.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that was the we wanted to make something that we, if any income was generated for it, that we could then donate to Jacob Blake and his family. And Seb from shout out Seb from Meth and Virgin Mother, because he was like super supportive with that. Also Sam from Metavore, who's they're a really awesome band from Milwaukee. So again, it was just, we really make music for ourselves, and I think that was an expression of that.
Okay. You mentioned Seth, and I think the other one was Sam. Or were they guests on that track or something?
No. So they were like, when we released the track, they donated a lot, and we were able to, at least give some offering.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Yeah.
Into a cause.
Very involved.
So
I would say that like the punk energy is something that we like, even from the beginning of the band, like we kind of, when people would ask what kind of music we play, we'd always say noise punk, and like that kind of punk energy has always been something that is we want to embody for everything moving forward.
I did see that y'all called yourself a punk band, and like you're straight up mathcore, man. I hate to break it to you guys.
Well, like no. I guess think about like My War from Black Flag. Like everybody thinks of Black Flag as a punk band. That's a fucking mathcore album in my mind. Proto mathcore. So maybe we're just that fucking universe of mathcore over there, just more punk inspired.
Okay, I could take that. It's definitely fucking banging what you guys are doing. Y'all did a really good job on this EP. Real. I'm really excited to hear a Fulling from y'all at some point. Is that in the works?
Yes, it is in the works. If you're expecting anything that's quite like The Collector, you will be probably a little disappointed. We're going to go in another direction, but we're going to kind of keep the veil on that. I can tell you there'll be more synths and more vocals, and I don't know. Do you guys want to say something about that?
I'm sorry, didn't you just say that you like dialed in the sound that y'all wanted to be at, and now you're saying you're going to change it again?
Well, remember, we've been a band for 5 years, so it's
Yeah.
like, this microcosm of ideas.
Okay,
Yeah.
So like we can play, it's amorphous, and that's what I enjoy, especially about being Future Trash. And the fact that we talk about synthesizers, that's my lane, that's my world.
Okay, alrighty. All right.
Yeah.
So what could we expect then?
I think you can expect a more like cyberpunk influenced anthemic songs, longer songs. I don't want to give too much away.
Oh, I got you. Okay. What would you say
like
your
a
current influences are?
Like a mathcore pop album.
Okay, so something like The Armed.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty fucking on the nose. And Alex is laughing because that's dead giveaway. Fucking what an amazing project The Arm is. I don't even know if you can call it a band or a cult or whatever it is, but everything.
I don't know if they want to be called a cult, but a collective. That's what we'll go by.
Followers of the Book of Daniel.
So aside from The Armed, who would you say y'all's influences are? Anyone can jump in at any moment.
I'll let somebody else go first.
Man, me as a drummer, God, it's all over the place, really. Like Dale Crover from the Melvins has always been one of my favorite drummers, and then even more modern stuff like you mentioned, the Chariot. Love them. Love that drummer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's just kind of all over the place.
Yeah, I'd say it definitely all over the place for me, for like all genres. But in terms of heavy things, definitely Between the Buried and Me was a big influence in terms of like weird compositions and like trying transitions that are unobvious. And then probably early on, a lot of Iron Maiden and melodic deathcore, or not melodic metal, or melodic death metal is what they call it now, I guess.
Okay.
Like In Flames, Dark Tranquility.
Dude,
like
Dark Tranquility is my shit, man. The Gallery is like.
Oh yeah,
perfect.
The Gallery is so classic. It really stands up well. I listened to it recently, and it's like those melodies, they never like leave your brain. And like I think having those kind of strong melodies or strong hooks is something that really I always look for when writing and listening to music.
Hell yeah, you can definitely hear that in y'all's music too. There's a lot of nice grooves and stuff happening in here that keep you hooked in. So you can definitely see that. So what's the writing process like for you guys?
So it's so with The Collector, it was pretty collaborative. I had some ideas that we had in the past, and I had just sent them in MIDI format over to Alex and Josh when I was in Florida, and they would practice it out and come up with ideas in the space and then send it back and forth. So a lot of file sharing, and we're really honing that process in now. So yeah, I guess when you ask, like, you have your sound dialed in, I think that that's still up in the air, but we have our process for like figuring that shit out. And it's really heavily involved with file sharing. Dropbox is the shit, and Discord, and yeah.
Okay. Would you say it's better now than what the process was before? So like we'll get material coming a lot quicker.
It'll come when it comes, you know.
Okay, so we're still gonna have to wait another 3 years, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Ooh, stop. Rude.
Yeah, but it'll be damn good when it comes out. So.
Right. You gonna
Well,
love it.
it's like, you know, it'll be like Star Wars movies. They come out once a generation, and hopefully they're not like Episode 1. And
I was gonna say they're coming out like once a year now, so like
yeah, we're to the Mandalorian phase. So yeah, we have a very we're not too strict with the time frame, but we would like to see our full length completed by the end of the year next year.
okay, awesome.
I think it's interesting you bring up like the writing process though, because it has like Nine of Swords was like, I think part of a lot of the things we've released were kind of written in the jam space and like jamming, like Nine of Swords, The Cure and the Curse, Black Ghost were all written that way. And then like we kind of figure out some structure around that. We usually try to tab it out in Guitar Pro and then kind of work some composition from there. But something like The Collector, like Ben mentioned, was very kind of composition driven, where we had a lot of just kind of writing and then jamming rather than the other way around.
This one does seem like it's put together a little bit better than the singles. I would definitely agree with that.
Yeah, and like I think that there's a balance. We always talk about it as a band, like where we want to lie, but it's important to have like some of the energy and the spontaneity of kind of being in a space together and writing versus kind of just being at your computer late at night in your underwear, typing in numbers.
And that can get very clinical,
Yeah.
and you lose out on a lot of the magic that all four of us together can create.
Yeah,
that is true. So does someone primarily direct the writing process, or is it kind of like everybody brings whatever? It seems like with like a file sharing process, there has to be somebody that's like writing at least the beginnings of the song.
So like for something that we've been working on right now, like John sent me like a little clip of a guitar idea and like some synth sounds. And then I went in to try to change some things around and like write around that in Guitar Pro. And then Alex will be like, yeah, this setup is cool, or this, maybe we should try this arrangement. So it really is like, and we try to do that consciously, like make it a very collaborative thing. And then we get in a space and Josh is like, yeah, I'm going to do the drums like this and make this different. So it really takes a lot of different twists and turns as we go.
Hell yeah, like that's what it should be. You want like just a little roadmap, and then maybe take a couple detours. You know how it is. Like,
Yeah,
I
exactly.
feel like that's a really good way to write.
Yes, definitely a good way to put it too.
So, talk about recording process. I couldn't really find any information on recording. Do y'all do it yourselves, or?
Yes.
yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
We had some help from our friend Trent at Island Lake Studios to help with some mixing and mastering. But for the most part, we do our tracking, and all the singles were done primarily by Alex and John. I did record all of the vocals for The Collector in my car. So
In your car. What?
In the coldest freaking
Wow.
winter of the world. It was wild.
Yeah.
Like he'd have only like 2 hours of time before his computer would freeze. So he'd have like
it was again, like I was staying at a lot of different places, super busy. We really wanted to work on this and get it out, so I was like, fuck it, car studio. And yeah, we did that, and I'm really happy with what Alex and Trent and everybody were able to do with the vocals and still make them sound good. Luckily, I had neighbors that I knew and loved, and they knew I wasn't like having a mental breakdown.
I was gonna say, man, people must have been like, "What the fuck is this guy doing?"
I think all our recording has kind of been like in a similar vein though. Like we've had to move spots quite a few times and like kind of tear down and reset up our recording and kind of just do it using whatever we had at our disposal at the time. I think that DIY mentality is something, we've flirted with not doing things ourselves, but I think ultimately it's like important to us, like as, developing our own skills and as musicians, and also just part of like the band story really is just doing it ourselves.
I think you did a hell of a good job. I thought that there was probably a mixing, mastering person behind all this, but like shit, man, y'all did a really good job with it being like your own, you're by yourselves. That's sick. That's sick. Y'all have like prior recording experience, or is y'all just going into this blind?
I have recorded some stuff before in my previous bands. Shout out sci-fi death metal, Biomimic from Chicago. But I think it's something that I've always wanted to just kind of learn and figure out. And yeah, I've just started getting a few mics and downloading Reaper, watching YouTube, like,
hell yeah, man.
Like how anybody learns anything these days.
Yeah, that's how I got into it, dude. Well, like even from the first single, it sounds like really good. I feel like I'm doing a really good job with that. I should keep it a DIY if that's like the.
Thank you.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah, but it's it's love. It's
right.
It's worth it.
We get to really say how much input we all put in, and you can kind of see it or hear it rather,
And I like the opportunity to experiment with things like like kind of production wise that like you wouldn't get the opportunity to if you hadn't had like a fixed window of time that you paid for, somebody's skills. It's like being able to like just try various techniques, with the mixing and mastering and like bouncing them between the band members and just trying to figure out what works. Like I love that. Like it does take extra time and like it does take, many years to get music out, but at the end of it, it's like different and, something that we feel like we all had our kind of stamp on.
Well, I know whenever I do my music, I'm like banging my head up against the wall for like over a month doing mixing and mastering. Like, how long did it take you guys to get that down?
It comes and goes. I think sometimes you get like, you get on that, you get into that flow mind state and like, you'll stay up all night, 2-3 nights in a row and just bang it out.
Well, then you wake up the next morning, you're like, God, this sounds like shit. What the hell?
Yeah, no, for sure. There's definitely many times, as with anything with mixing, you kind of like beat your ears into submission by like hour 8 and like, you'll say yes to anything at that point. But that's why it's good to have it bounced between the band members too, because everyone, we're pretty transparent about what sucks.
As you should be. Yeah. That's great. The lyrics are pretty socially aware. My favorite line is from Obligatory Eucharist, but what could we live for with nothing to gain? For all that we'd won would be lost to the grave. That is tight. That's such a good way of almost rhyming, but it like sounds the same. You know what I mean? It's just like a beautiful way to lay out words, I feel like it's really, really well done. I'm assuming, Ben, you wrote all the lyrics, or?
Yeah, I wrote the lyrics for The Collector, and I think Obligatory Eucharist was between that one and Dream Lives that I think had more personal lyrical content or philosophical lyrical content. So I'm really glad you picked up on that, dude. I appreciate the kind words.
Hell yeah. So where do you get like your inspiration from for lyrics? Is there like a author you're really into, or is this just like coming from like personal experiences?
I think that there's there's some, I really am a fan of Bukowski. I'm a fan of, Camus and existentialist writers, but I don't think so much of that comes into play when I'm writing. It's more like, what is coming up to the surface that I actually feel like would be something that I would want to scream at a group of people, and it's not bullshit, but there is definitely still a part of my head that's like, is this something that I would get tattooed? Is this something that would like last a test of time if I looked back a few years and I was older and thought about it? But it's a hard process to describe, I think, for anybody. I mean, you write a lot of your own lyrics and they're really socially aware. And so there's a little bit of that too. Like I'm just, talking about how I'm feeling about what's been going on and things like that. So, yeah.
Hell yeah, man. Especially in Black Ghost. What was it? Hands up, don't shoot. Hands down, shoot back. Something like that.
So when I was that was actually about a personal experience that I'd had when I was I think 17. I was coming home from school and I had an encounter with police that was potentially lethal, and the the fear that I think I had about that experience, I didn't really process until I was older, and then seeing all the events unfold in 2020 really reactivated and some of those feelings, and so that's what that song is about.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I don't even have notes about that one in front of me, but that one just really stuck with me too. I feel like you do a really good job writing lyrics, man.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate that.
So let's talk about the art.
Thanks for being the voice of the band, Ben.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, I again, like the collaborative effort, like we talk about this, like we have a Discord, and like if I write lyrics, like we put it in there and we all look at it together and try to get somewhere. You know, like with performance now, something we've been working on is making sure that we have everybody involved in the vocal process as we're performing, and I think that that's going to continue in the new stuff as well. So.
Okay, cool. So multiples of you guys are gonna be screaming and shit then?
Yeah.
Nice. I always like that approach.
Oh yeah.
So we got the artwork up on stream here. What are we looking at exactly?
Let's see.
The cover art.
That's funny. Yeah, Ben can talk about this one.
You know, I think again, like art is always, you know, related to the time it was made and shit like that. And during this time, there was a lot of social unrest, and there was a lot of chaos. And that's a visual representation of that, of like, you know, the little squares, like somebody's phone potentially, you know.
Oh, I didn't even pick up on that. Okay. I thought that was just like cool little designs that y'all were doing. That's cool though. I like that idea.
And omnis vir lupus means everyone a wolf. And there's, you know, in Latin or something, and that saying really hit home for me in being involved with social things, because, you know, the sometimes it can be those that you love and keep close to you. You know, we'll just leave it at that. Everyone's a wolf. But yeah, it's just it's a record that I would like to look at. So yeah, we made the art.
So y'all did the art yourselves then?
Yeah.
Okay, nice. Y'all did a really
It's
good
been
job.
interesting. Another thing about kind of DIY, it's like we tried, you know, we were kind of curious. I think at the time we were all pretty burnt out and just like wanting to, you know, just get something for the album. So, you know, kind of tried a few things out, kind of working with some other artists, and yeah, nothing just felt right until just one night we're just like, fuck it, we just try something ourselves, and threw a few ideas out, and this stuck so fast.
Yeah, it clicked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's dope, man. That's tight. Another thing that y'all did, I think you did this on your own. You probably did. You have a music video for Nine of Swords way back in the day. We're gonna be playing it. So whose idea was this?
Oh man. So this was like a pretty collaborative effort as well. Like the cover album or art for Nine of Swords is Josh. That's like an actual painting in his house. That's like probably 3 feet tall.
Oh shit.
And then we one day just went on a journey of just finding clips that we thought might kind of represent what we wanted to do. And I think this is just a collection of those clips, and that, you know, kind of Ben did a great job putting together a thread of some narrative here. Yeah, that's kind of it.
Like our collective fever dream.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't quite remember, what's the song about again?
So Nine of Swords lyrically is about the dark passenger concept in psychology. How there is sort of, you know, you have yourself and your ego, and then maybe you have your id. And, you know, if you agree with what Carl Jung was saying, you have a soul of different levels. And, you know, not all of those things always line up. and you may have some part of your psyche that isn't really it's interested in its own self-preservation, but not in, your health. So I think an easier way, it's about mental health. It's about mental health and figuring out how to get balance in your mental health.
Okay. So got a random question here. We ask everybody, what do you put on your hot dogs?
Ooh,
Boy.
I'm going.
Dude, do it.
first.
Let's hear it.
Loaded.
Okay, look. So if I'm going out, like if I'm going to get a hot dog at the hot dog store, at a restaurant or something, I'll do it Chicago style, hands down. Can't do ketchup. But if I'm at home, in the privacy of my own home, ketchup's going on the dog.
Become a degenerate at the house, put ketchup on there, eat it over the sink. I gotcha.
Right. I mean, I'm sure, it's a nationwide thing, Chicago rules of what you're supposed to put on a hot dog, which I think, I don't know. It's fine when you're going to the places that you're going to. But like real talk, I mean, you can put anything on a hot dog. Sometimes I put mayonnaise. I tried that in LA.
Hey, mayonnaise can be pretty fire, dude.
Yeah, Japanese hot dog with Japanese mayo on the motherfucker. It was amazing.
What's like Japanese mayo?
Oh, you've never heard of Kewpie?
Mayo?
No, Kewpie. So like what they do with their mayonnaise is like it's more egg based. So it's a lot creamier, has a great mouthfeel. Oh my gosh, I can talk. This is about to be a food podcast in a minute. It's creamier, it has a better mouthfeel. And actually, I've seen some tricks online where you actually put that mayonnaise in your ramen and like it like makes the broth, like for instant ramen, it makes it like so much more flavorful.
Let's go.
That sounds awful.
Come in. Look it up. Look it up and try it. That's all
Like
I
almost
can
the
say.
same as like putting a half-cooked egg in your ramen broth and like letting it like over easy and mix in.
Oh yeah.
That
makes
one doesn't
sense.
sound as bad. Just like the mayo, I could see it curdling up. Maybe I
Don't do American mayo. That's all I'm saying. You get the Kewpie mayo. It's like $3 more. I ain't gonna lie. It's $5 for a bottle like this big, but it's good.
Okay, I have to take your word for it, man. I'll have to look into that.
I eat.
Well, like I don't eat hot dogs that often. But when I do, I do it with Dos Equis. No, I usually
Terrible.
Very nice.
Terrible.
Very nice.
Like 4 pieces of wheat bread, quickly microwaved hot dogs because I have nothing in the house to eat, so I'm eating 4 hot dogs on this day. And my wife has called me the Glizzy Guzzler from time to time because when it's time to eat them hot dogs, we go in and
you're not messing around, man. You just like
if I'm eating hot dogs, it's for sustenance. So we're going in.
Okay. The Glizzy Guzzler, I like it.
Yeah, that's the name of the new album. No, fuck that.
We're gonna have shirts coming soon. Don't worry.
Lots of gurgling. Yeah, that's the new sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say I guess the only thing that really sticks out in my mind is French fries. Putting French fries on your hot dog.
That's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
In the bun, yeah.
Okay.
There's a place in Chicago called Red Hot Ranch that does double dog and fries. They put the fries in the hot dog, and there's two sausages there.
Oh, double dog, yeah.
That doesn't sound bad. I like the idea of that.
Yeah.
What about you, Josh?
Okay. Going out, more just traditional Chicago dog. If I'm at home, I will char them up on a pan or whatever. Got hot dog buns, of course, and then Texas Pete chili. That's it.
Okay.
Mhm.
Sounds good. I like it, man.
It's more just like a taste from my childhood. Just kind of reminds me of my family.
Texas Pete.
Oh yeah.
So you guys have played a handful of shows. What's the best show you guys have played?
I guess I'll go first. I think the favorite show that I played was a Halloween show at a place called The Mansion in Elgin. Seb set it up. Again, shout out to Seb. And it was with Staghorn, which is like a they're like they're a Philip K. Dick inspired like post metal band, and they were amazing. And who else played? Vila, who was from overseas.
Malta.
Yeah, a punk band
They
from
came to a
Malta.
little
Yeah.
town.
Oh,
Yeah,
sick.
and it just the energy was right. It was a Halloween party. Everybody was having a good time, and that was my favorite one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'd say that's my favorite as well. It's like
Yeah.
there was like 6 or 7 bands playing, and it ranged from everything from like some guy in a cowboy hat just singing
Yeah,
with a
vacuum
single
horse.
mic. Yeah,
Wait, what? You had a cow? So you had a country
it
singer?
was just
up
like
there?
a cowboy that just came and like sang some country songs in the middle of like
Yeah.
a hardcore kind of
Okay.
DIY set.
Okay, a little
He also
breather.
had like a Tom Waits vibe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
covered some Tom Waits and shit. And,
That's right.
Yeah, Jeff Shaler and The Long Way Home. Shout out Jeff. And it was like a small basement too, and it was really intimate, and everybody was dancing, and it just felt good. And those are the kind of shows we love. If we could always play a show on the ground, that's for the best, in my opinion, for our music and our feeling. Although that's not always great for everybody else involved. So those are hallmarks of my favorite shows. Just small, intimate, preferably played on the ground.
Yeah.
Not on a stage.
Yeah, the mansion was great. What was that? What was that one DIY venue on Belmont that we played?
Empty Bliss, like the one
Empty
right
Bliss.
before.
Oh, man.
Oh,
That would be a very close second for me.
Yeah.
But numero
Mine-
uno, the mansion.
Also another basement, very dark basement.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Alex,
Oh.
your shit was fucked up for that show. Like you had to play it down.
Yeah, I played it sitting down. I had just tore my Achilles like a couple weeks ago.
Oh, I think I saw a video from this. And I was like, "Why is this dude sitting down?" Okay.
Yeah, it was.
Why is
I-
he
Yeah, a couple weeks
like
prior.
a jazz set?
You're like 3 or 4 days out of surgery at that point too, right?
Yeah, it was pretty close. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
God
almost died.
damn,
The-
dude.
The stairs were going down there were so treacherous.
Oh yeah.
Dude, he
Okay.
was fresh out of surgery and was helping carry gear.
Yeah.
He's just like always the best.
He's a machine.
Yeah.
Gotta show up.
God damn, dude. Alrighty.
Yeah, but yeah, it was
Money on the
that was a
line.
good show too.
My favorite was actually the downstairs of Sub T with Amygdala, Nicodemus, Porcupine, and Meth.
Yeah.
There was
That was good too.
some sort of cool thing about. So the one band I'm talking about, Amygdala, they're from Texas too. And what they actually had their friend Nico touring with, and he was like a full-on electronic, like drum and bass, like a little bit intersection with house act. And like, I don't know, I found a lot of joy in it because it wasn't just like bands of all like neighboring genres. Here's someone that's off kilter. And like that really brought a lot of joy to me because again, I'm an electronic musician on the side, and it's like it's something I just like love seeing. I want to see more shows where acts, are not just like the same bill. Like you're not watching like 6 of like different shades of a band,
I got you. That sounds awesome. What about the worst show you guys have played?
Oh, I want to throw one thing in
go
just
for
off of what John was saying. I would love to play with Blind Equation one day.
Oh hell yeah, man, love them. I had him on here actually, maybe a month ago, something like that.
Yeah, like same vibe. Like they very, very expertly cross that whole thing over. The cyber grind shit is fucking awesome. Shouts to them.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Worst
so-
show.
Yeah, worst show.
Okay. I think it was I want to say it's our first show, or at least for me, because like the setting was weird. So it was a festival and it was in a small town south of Chicago, Joliet. Well, it's kind of a city, but it was literally a former pool deck.
Okay.
A few things went wrong. One thing, like I remember, like I thought my pedal board exploded. And I was like, I'm not generating sound. What the fuck? We're on the last song. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? And then you know what? The volume on my drive pedal was just down.
Nice.
Highlights of that one? I remember Ben was rolling around because he like jumped off the pool deck, which is like a nice 4 or 5 feet, maybe 6 off the ground. And then I just see him rolling while screaming. I'm like,
Yeah.
this is it. Okay.
I loved that show. That was one of my
That was
favorite
fun.
shows. Yeah,
That was
I
a
don't
lot
know.
of fun.
It was
I'd
super
say-
raw. Yeah.
You jumping off that PA speaker at the start was just awesome.
Oh yes,
That was so good.
And there
What,
was like a little mosh. That was our first mosh pit. Well, this is our
Yeah.
first show too, but it was like our first mosh pit as well, which was, yeah, Ben got in there at some point. I think he just randomly went and pushed some guy.
And it was just this like, it was just,
Yeah.
it was like no grass. It was just dirt. So it was just nothing but dust all around. And it was awesome.
It was
Yeah.
like it was like a backyard party. And
Yeah, it was.
Shout out to Nick Kaufenauer from
Yeah.
I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I think it's Kaufenauer from Cower Device, because he pretty regularly put on Burst Fest for a few years, and I don't even think we had anything out musically released, but I guess Josh had the connection. He was like, "Yeah, dude, I want you guys to come play," and it was just so fucking cool the whole time.
Yeah.
And but there was also, it's just the nerves of your first show, I guess. That was there a little bit.
Oh,
A
yeah.
little bit, but all in all, there was some crowd like the people who were having fun were having fun. So
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah. What year was this?
17 or 16?
Yeah. I can look it up. There's a video. I have it. It's probably like
You have a
private
video,
link.
yeah. If
I can post it up. My worst show, or my least favorite show, was the one we played in that like Masonic temple.
The Masonic
that was a weird
Temple?
show.
The
Yeah.
fuck?
Yeah.
Are y'all like Illuminati or something? Or?
No, it
Yeah,
was a
that
weird show. Yeah, it was like a guitar shop that was in a Masonic temple, but they also had a stage for like various things. I don't know if Masonic
It's
temple related or not.
Previously a Masonic temple.
Okay.
Not one
Oh.
anymore. At least I don't think so.
That's what they want you to
I-
think.
It was a tall building and it was only one floor that I saw. So who knows?
Yeah.
I barely remember that show.
But yeah, like
it
the
was-
sound guy was like AWOL and like nothing sound. Yeah.
It
so
was weird.
we're getting set up on stage, and Alex like, fuck it, turn up, because
Yeah. We
The
just
sound guy
had to
was-
crank the amp like way past where it should have been. But it was
Oh,
Sound
good.
guy
yeah.
left. In the middle of our set, he just left. He was
Yep.
like, you know
Yeah.
what?
Oh yeah, he
Nice.
walked
It's
out.
gone.
And that's whatever. But we were who did we play with? Careful Gaze?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were pretty.
Fucking awesome.
Some great bands played like that
Yeah.
night.
But it was also because it was like almost like it was like a gymnasium, or it sounded like a gymnasium. Everything was just echoing back at you like crazy.
A whole lot of reflection in that room.
Mhm.
Huge room. Huge room.
It was cool.
We got matching shoes, right, Ben?
Yeah.
That was the day we like went to Target
Oh,
right
yeah, we had
before,
good- we had
and we
good
got like
stuff.
matching pairs of shoes 'cause
Yeah,
we want to look cute, you know.
that drip right. So yeah, we went and got some like.
That's all I remember, honestly.
I remember it being cold and rainy and I was way underdressed for it, shivering.
Yeah.
It was a fun show though. I had fun playing. I always have fun playing though.
Any other weird or bad shows?
Weird shows. I thought our last show was actually kind of weird.
That was pretty
It's a
weird.
bit weird. It's a bit weird.
It's a, but we did it. I mean, it was in my neighborhood in Chicago, which was nice. There's a little skate park, a little secret skate park, and I think that was great. But just I can't. It's hard to elaborate on it. It just felt weird,
Yeah.
but it was really nice to play again. I'll say that.
It was also very cold. It was essentially the venue is essentially like it was a DIY space, but it's like a larger kind of warehouse type deal. But yeah, it was just the vibe was very cool. I thought the vibe was cool, and like it was very DIY and like super. There was like a decent sound guy there who had like a whole wireless setup and everything, but like just it was a kind of good culmination of various interesting.
So there was everything from like your just straight up like hate mosh inspiring beatdown hardcore band to like Blind Tiger, which I think is they're
They were phenomenal.
Oh, they're
brilliant.
fucking sick. Hell yeah.
So
yeah,
good.
they're brilliant, and they in a lot of ways they transcend their like just categorization. They remind me of like Horse the Band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
You know, and they're just really fun. So there was everything from just violence to fun. Arid was amazing too. Arid was like a very like political focused
Like black and thrash. Yeah.
They were fucking sick. We played at the end of the night. I don't think we were really prepared for that, but we played and we showed up, and I think we all had a good time. But yeah, it was a little weird, but I had fun. It was good.
Nice.
I was also sick for this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I had just like gotten hand, foot, and mouth disease, so I had to like stay away from everyone.
Jesus.
Yeah, and I remember I had to bandage my picking hand up because I had some like blisters on there that like it was causing some amount of
Alex
grief.
has to sacrifice something for his health every show.
I was gonna say, man, he's like every show.
If we go on tour, I'm afraid Alex will no longer be with us.
Yeah, it'll be the end of me, really.
Yeah, the start of the show for me, I like cut my finger. The spike on the bottom of my kick drum pedal, like I was adjusting it. And
like
for some reason, I stepped down on it and like felt something sharp, and I was like, okay, whatever. So I'm like looking around, and then felt something sticky on my hand. I'm like, oh shit, I'm bleeding. Awesome. So that was the start of that show for me. Yeah. And I was like looking around for like anything, like tape or whatever, just to like stop it. But it actually kind of helped out because helped me kind of grip my stick a little bit better. That was good. Blessing in disguise.
Jesus. So speaking about shows, you guys planning on doing a tour at some point, or?
So there's a possibility of doing a few dates with Meth in and around April. When we know more about that, we'll probably have more to say about it. But I know that they're going to be going around like regionally Midwest area, Indiana, up in Minnesota, and a few different places. And we definitely want to get on some dates with them for that.
Oh yeah.
And other than that, like per our history, we kind of take things as it comes. So that's all we have in the pipeline right now.
Nice.
We have a show in Chicago, and like I don't know, it's nice to play some local shows. Just like the overhead is pretty low, and it's, at least for us, we've got some friends and family that would love to come see us perform.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah. I think that we're going to be on with Luca, who again, brilliant band. And I don't know who else is on it. The bookers, like we're going to find out who. I'm hoping Lower Automation might play. Shout out Lower Automation.
Oh, they're sick too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the end of January. I think it's January 23rd.
Nice. Well, so you guys got some tapes and shirts available. Feel like one of y'all went to go grab some. You got something to show off?
Yeah. So got this great design. Future Trash shirt. Extra large print. You can see here. What does that say? Falsas Promesas.
Yeah, so that's actually a building in Chicago. It's like mirrored or whatever to make a cool design. But I guess it's a reference to Future Trash as, it's a comment on capitalism. We'll just kind of leave it like that.
Okay.
I think that's something about subsidized housing and how it really gives some hope, but it really isn't really leading to a better life.
Yeah, it's future trash. That's
right.
Yeah.
So I couldn't find the tape for the collector, but we do have. This is an exclusive, but we do have tapes. This is a tape of The Cure and the Curse. But our friend Trent at Island Lake Studios is producing tapes, and he has done such a phenomenal job with our designs, just taking just ideas and just going wild with them. We can put some links out to like the current the collector tape design. They were so good that we couldn't even decide on one color, so we just made two colors, and you get to pick.
And, all those links will definitely be in the description of the video, but I believe you said futuretrash.bandcamp.com where people can order stuff. Okay.
You can order a shirt. I think it's 15 or 20, or you can order the combo, the tape and shirt together. I'll take
30.
30.
30 for the 2-pack.
Nice. So let's close this out with the album of the year. Look like you're dreading this one, John. What's up?
Well, see, because it's like, do you want me to be like all in genre? I'll be like, yeah, Christ fucker from Portrayal of Guilt was fire as fuck, bro, and it was. But then if album of the year, see that I'm already looking at my Spotify. I'm like, you want me to talk about R&B? You want me to talk about some hip
how
hop?
about one in this genre and one out of it?
Well, and I think I already said the first one. Definitely.
Cradle of Guilt.
It has to be Christfucker. That shit was fucking ace. Out of genre, you know, I really liked Vince Staples' EP. I think it was a self-titled. That I don't know, something about his work has always just like touched me. I think I'm like, sorry, I'm pulling up, that's why my head's down. But like, he's like a positive nihilist. You know, I mean, if as it goes with hip hop and rap, you know, how much of it is real, how much is fake, and early on, like how much of it is storytelling, right? And I don't know, something about that album in particular, the self-titled, like, I don't know, it just oozed like a secret, like a hidden agony underneath him. And I don't know, it really attracted me.
Well, what about you, Ben?
Hands down, Ultra Pop by The Armed.
Just real quickly, I can hear someone talking in the background. I'm not sure where that's coming from.
That might be me.
Okay.
I'm gonna mute this. I'll mute my channel.
Yeah, I was gonna say just mute until you're ready to talk.
Is everything good over here? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we're good. We're good. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Fucking Ultra Pop, 100%. And it's a funny thing because between Alex and I, there's like this push and pull. Like I'm a really big fan of The Armed and like their wall of sound approach and their like layered approach of like how there's like story and hierarchy and all the shit that they're doing. And I think that the I don't know. Yeah, the album was heavily inspiring to me. I felt like it just pulled through from so many different things. And I think the weird mystery surrounding their band is really fascinating. And then also, I think that Gary has put out multiple albums this year, but his work with Gone Mage has been like my shit. That's what I've been going back to over and over again. And I want to say he's put out like 2 Gone Mage records this year. So for me, it was Mystical Extraction. Yeah, Mystical Extraction by Gone Mage would be my other album of the year.
That dude makes so much music; it's insane. I don't know how he does it. It's crazy.
I know, again, like I just love that there's all this lore that is involved with the music making and the songs, and so it's just fucking I love that guy. Amazing stuff.
What about you, Alex?
I think the only thing that stands out to me in the past year, like in genre, Zayo's new album. I think it's like Crimson Corridor. Like Zayo has been the big influence for me from their beginning, which has been like I think 20 years at this point. But yeah, to see them come back and like really write some fresh sounding, like a whole fresh sounding album, like within like their confines of like what characterizes their sound was super like inspiring to me. And, like it's cool to see evolution, but like actual evolution without just kind of straying from what their core sound is.
Hell yeah, I haven't actually gotten a chance to listen to that one yet. So you're saying it's good then? Oh
yeah, I really
yeah.
The single on that one is fucking awesome. I think it's The Ship of Theseus.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking classic Zayo, but like evolved. Fucking sick.
Okay. What about you, Josh?
That's kind of difficult because I'm not too up to date on current stuff, and for me to pin down an album of the year, man, that'd be really difficult. I'd have to pass on that question. I'm sorry.
Well, what do you been jamming a bunch this year? Then how about that?
Well, I mean, top favorite bands, like Botch, The Chariot, of course, are always on heavy listening.
Which album?
Oh God, from who? From I did pretty much. From either of those bands.
Favorite Chariot album?
God, oh man, That's difficult to
Putting you on the
answer.
hot seat, man. These are the important questions.
You're like that dude in the meme who chases the girls around for wearing a band tee.
Yeah, name 3 songs. Come on.
Great shit,
Oh,
bro.
man. Dude, I'm blanking. I'm blanking. Like,
That's all good, man. You know, I
yeah.
get a lot of people on here actually that
I
don't
like-
keep up
I
with
like
like
a lot
current
of-
music.
everything. Just, that's it.
I got you,
Very
man.
open-minded, but very difficult for me to pin down my favorite.
It's
I got
kind of
you.
weird. I feel like listening to music these days, especially through Spotify or any kind of similar service, like you're kind of, I feel disconnected from like, the songs and the album titles and everything. You're kind of just pressing play and you kind of go through it and like, that's it for me. I've noticed I've had to kind of put extra effort into kind of understanding like lyrics and like understanding like what the album contains, in addition to just kind of pressing play from driving around.
Right. I kind of feel that too. Like I have 2 to 3 days to really dive into like a band's like material, and then I'm on to the next one. So it's kind of like almost in one
Right.
ear out the other. So
Yeah,
I
like-
totally feel that.
You necessarily had to spend time with like the albums you bought because you couldn't you couldn't realistically buy like that much music, and you could only have like that many CDs or tapes in your car,
Right.
and you would just play those over and over again. You would get super familiar with them, and yeah, it's hard to replicate that feeling with our current kind of listening tools.
Hell yeah. Death from R. Kelly in chat, which I thought was one of you guys, but I guess isn't. Saying you don't go through the risk of buying a random album. The artwork is missing, the experience, etc. Yeah, pretty much it. I used to actually go down to CD warehouse, buy CDs, rip them to my computer, sell them back to them, and then buy more CDs. So that was how I did it back in the day.
Yeah.
5 head over here.
Galaxy Brain.
Do you remember Borders and like how you could like order CDs and stuff?
Oh no, I never went
remember,
to
like-
Borders.
Yeah, you could like get some pretty like rare cuts, Like I remember I got like my first like Chemical Brothers CD. It was an EP called Loops of Fury. Like I had to pre-order it. So you had to sign a little piece of paper, hand it to the clerk and be like, here, can you give me this and call my mom when it comes out? Oh, I want to ask a question for everyone here.
Go for it.
What is the first CD that you've ever purchased? I'll share mine. I'm going to come out. It was Darude Sandstorm. I regret it. I'm going to be a meme on the internet when
Let's go.
Future Trash blows up. I
go.
bought Darude. That was my first CD. I don't even care. I'm
Sick.
gonna let everyone know.
My first CD, Will Smith, Big Willie style. Yeah.
What was it? Will Smith?
Yeah, Will Smith's
Okay.
rap album. His rap album, he had a gang album.
Yeah.
I think it's Big Willie style. I
That's
remember
hilarious.
because my mom got that shit for me through like, what was it? Like,
Columbia House or something,
Columbia
right?
House,
Yeah.
dude. Yeah. And
Similar
Yeah.
story here. Yeah. My first CD was Alapalooza by Weird Al. I was obsessed with it.
I had a friend that was really into Weird Al as well.
Yeah.
Okay. So are we talking like first CD as in like when you were gifted one or that you bought?
You bought. You went to the store. Yeah, you got it.
I think mine was American Idiot by Green Day. Pretty sure. But
Nice.
like received, I feel like it was like a best of Elvis CD or something. Because I was really
Oh.
into like oldies back in the day. I was a weird kid.
so bought albums would have been Good News for People Who Love Bad News by Modest Mouse.
Ooh, I
bought
did buy that one at some point too. I don't know if that was
And-
first.
I remember because I was working at the skate park next to Walmart, mowing lawns. He paid me basically in being able to go and skate and like $7 an hour. I took that shit and immediately bought a CD, and that was the first one I bought. And I shortly after that bought Alexis on Fire's CD. I just listened to those two like back to back like for a whole fucking summer, and I think that was like a big important time for me getting into music. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got
Tongue Baby by U2 was another, I think, one of my first. Yeah, I don't know. It still gives me lots of feelings. to
is it
listen
that
to that.
one with that song like about vertigo or some shit? Like
I
their
don't
biggest
think so.
hit? Is it not that one? Okay. I don't know anything about you two.
The big hit from there was Mysterious Ways or One. I don't think either of those are about vertigo. I don't know. Maybe.
We're in a place called Vertigo. I don't know. I get it.
No, I think that was later on.
We got Holly in chat saying that the first CD was Britney Spears, so she's a Britney Spears girl. Not
Yeah.
sure about
Hell yeah.
though.
Good album. Good album.
that's what's up. Oh,
Very
shout
solid.
out to Holly, because I hope you still make that your basement venue, because we will fucking come play that shit.
Yes.
Yeah,
Hell
shouts
yeah.
out to her. So
Yeah, that's about all I had to cover. Unless you guys had something else.
there was
Let's talk about gear.
No,
I'm sorry, I'm being petty. Okay, I'm being shady. Sorry.
Holly asked, I have a question for the band. What is the story behind the videos of the guy working out?
Oh, I
And
didn't see that. Okay.
I wanted to address that because I was like, it's kind of fascinating. There's a small collective of artists that are building a human blockchain, and more on that, like through their Instagram. You can check it out. It's Motivation Collective. And so it's just for linking artists who are involved with NFTs, who are involved with like personal development, and just general like DIY punk ethics, and just being a decent person, based humanist values, and just sharing all those ideas together. When we were making the collector in the promotion phase, I had fallen in with them, and they were just super supportive. And there will be more collaboration with that group in the future, but we can't really talk about it right now. But they're really fucking awesome. If you can check them out, just Instagram motivation.imsrv, our Motivation Collective. You'll come across it. It's pretty dope. Or you can go through any of the fucking stories that they post with our music in it, or whatever.
Okay. Alrighty. So if you're looking for some groovy mathcore, you should check out The Collector, the debut EP from Future Trash, which dropped back in August. You guys are on Facebook, Bandcamp, Instagram, and all streaming platforms. I know I'm missing your YouTube one, so you're on YouTube as well. But are there any other socials that we're missing?
MySpace.
Okay. Alrighty.
Catch us on Friendster.
Oh yeah.
That's just on Napster.
What was Google's?
Google Plus, I believe. Okay,
Oh,
so
yeah.
find it on Google Plus.
Catch us on Google Meet.
Just on Bumble, on Grindr.
Right.
As for me, drop my channel, follow so you always know when I go live. You can also sub to get access to the interviews before they hit YouTube, as well as some exclusive emotes. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. YouTube folks, if you like the video, please drop a like, click on the notification bell. Don't forget to subscribe. It's a great way to support me for free. Check out my music, The Sound That Ends Creation, at thesoundthatenscreation.bandcamp.com. My new album, Boom Desperate Coopers, is out now. My next guest is former lead guitarist for Carnifex and Her Demise My Rise, Jake Scott. Join us this Wednesday the 15th at 7 p.m. Central for the live cast. Thanks for being here, guys. Hope you had a good time.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. And thank you guys for watching and listening.